Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Aunt Becky.
I'm Megan.
Hi, Kai.
I'm Bonnie.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Joel.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Daniel.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
Gosh.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see ya. The whole family has been up and at it pretty early today because we are expecting some very warm temperatures. The heat that we're experiencing is kind of like a big spike. We've had relatively cool temperatures, then we're spiking up to a few days of very warm temperatures, and then it's dropping back down to cool temperatures, which we're not too concerned about, except for the fact that we got a lot of picking to do and we're gonna have to pick in the warm. But before we can get moved on to picking and working on some other stuff, we need to get the farm market set up. So I'm gonna get the farm market all cleaned up, everything pulled out of the cooler, then we'll be moving on to the other jobs. So we've got a bulk of the chores already taken care of this morning. Farm market's all set up and taken care of. Dad and Daniel are down over the hill finishing up the animals. So if we get those two jobs wrapped up pretty quickly this morning, well, it's gonna make it a lot easier on all of us. Now Matthew, I haven't seen him yet, but he's been running around with the truck. He had to make a delivery of produce this morning, and he's also picking some other stuff up. So everybody is running around trying to get all these early jobs taken care of so that we can move on to picking together. Because if we can work on those jobs as one, well, it's gonna make us move through them a lot quicker, and we won't have to be out in the heat today. So with the animals this morning, we had one extra job, and that was bedding up. We just recently spent some time getting all these pens cleaned out, so all the manure has been spread on the previous wheat ground. Now, once we finish harvesting wheat, it's always a good time to get our pens cleaned out because we underseed clover in our wheat. So the manure with the clover is plenty of added nutrients for the crops that we'll have the following years. So the manure is really gonna help our clover. We'll get a nice spring crop of that. And then from the extra nitrogen, because of the clover, the manure, the crops that follow will have plenty of nutrients, plenty of fertilizer. And that should wrap up the animals for the morning. Everybody's got plenty of bedding. We've got plenty of fresh grain in there. So yeah, it's time to start moving on to other jobs. So what I'm doing now is heading up above the house and I'm getting hooked to our wagon. That way we can get started pulling corn and cutting some cabbage. Now yesterday on the farm we pulled quite a bit of corn and we actually cut a bin of cabbage, but we want to get some of those larger heads cut, and we also need more sweet corn because it's been that busy. Oh, that's embarrassing. How often do you get hooked up to the wrong wagon? Oh no. Bins are all loaded up. Now we just need to get everybody together. We can be on our way to pick. I've got Daniel in the side-by-side, I've got Dad in the side-by-side, and Joel is out currently working ground. So what we're gonna do is take our wagon back and get it unhooked, and then we're moving on to something exciting. We're just gonna let our wagon sit in this hayfield for the time being. And now we're going over to the peppers. What? Exciting.
Oh, they're coming tomorrow to fix the chopper.
Are they?
Oh, wow, look at this corn. Daniel, go stand next to this corn really quick.
It's tall corn.
Nice corn.
Really nice corn.
That corn looks pretty good, like the guy that planted it.
Who planted it?
Me? In a half a basket of jalapenos. We're gonna pick some hot cherry, and I saw some hot wax out here ready to pick.
Now it is quite early for us to harvest peppers here on the farm, but as we've noticed, they have exploded in growth. The blossoms have been there, and now we're starting to get little peppers. Daniel is working on the jalapeno, Dad is working on the hot wax, and I'm gonna be hunting up some hot cherry. There's a lot of hot cherry peppers coming, just not all of them are ready to be picked yet. And when it's early on like this, you don't find too many peppers. That's just the way it is because it's still very young for these plants to be producing. There is a lot of blossoms and we're getting 1 or 2 off of each plant, but this is probably the most exciting time to be picking peppers. Now, if you're like me, you enjoy the massive harvest that we get throughout the entire year, just wagon loads of peppers. It just looks so cool and it's satisfying. But when it's early in the year and you just start seeing peppers and you just get to pick your first few plants, this is when it's really rewarding and all that hard work you put in all spring leading up to this point is finally paying off. For the most part, it is very slim pickings, but that's okay with me. Later on into the year, there'll be plenty. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah.
Is that real wet though? No. Worked up.
Well, it's not the largest harvest we've ever had, but we got about a half basket of these hot cherry peppers, and then we were able to get some hot wax and jalapeno as well. Now, when the plants first start producing their fruit or their peppers, the peppers will not store as well because they're on the younger side and they're very tender. So what we have to be careful about is that we don't have too many peppers back at the farm and we're not able to sell them. Because although everybody is starting to get excited for peppers, they won't know we have them until they see that we've been picking. So we can't get too many to start us off, and there's just not too many out here in the fields yet. But within the next coming weeks, we'll be picking loads of peppers. You know, I thought we were gonna have a good day, but now that we're harvesting peppers, it's already a great day.
Monday, Thursday.
Oh, nice.
So we'll get the rest of that hay. That'll all be for you guys.
I know, second cutting. Oh, swampy. Close to 20. Now we are still harvesting the sweet corn that we had seeded under the biodegradable mulch, and it really helps you to appreciate how important these plantings are because we've been moving straight down the field. We don't need no introduction to picking sweet corn, we're just gonna get hopped right in here. Once we stop at a certain section in the field, what we do is bend over all the stalks. That way it's easy to find where we were picking last time, because believe me, you can get lost in a cornfield. It may not be too easy to get lost in a sweet corn field because the stuff is considerably shorter, but you can still get lost. Good deal, the sweet corn is now all harvested and that should be plenty for today. Something I will mention is how humid it is in these cornfields, especially when you're harvesting. You know, this is physical work, you're sweating, and it's hot out already, but from the moisture being let off by the corn, it makes it feel so much more humid inside these corn rows. Now, thankfully, we do have a slight breeze today, but if there was no breeze, whoo, it gets sticky in here. Thankfully, we only needed 1 bin today. The only time it's really bad is on the days where we're doing like 6 to 8 bins. Then you get super sticky. Your shirt is soaked from your sweat, it's soaked from the corn. Today, not too bad though. We're gonna take our wagon and park it in the shade because we've got the peppers on the back of the side-by-side. We got the corn there. We want to keep everything cool, or at least as cool as we can with this weather we're dealing with. It's sloppy out here. Now, we got cabbage picked yesterday, but we're just looking for really, really large heads. We're gonna sell them at a discounted price because we don't want them to rot in the field. So we're not gonna be making too much money off of this cabbage, but I'd rather make something off of it rather than nothing. See, this is what we got to be careful with. The bottom of the cabbage is rotting out in certain areas from all the rain. But what we can do, because we're selling this at a discounted price, is trim this stuff off. Still beautiful cabbage, and it's delicious. Perfect to eat. Great stuff. The rain can be a blessing and a curse for vegetables. Too much rain, well, it can cause things to rot. It can cause things to split. Not enough rain, and well, you don't have a crop. It's heavy. Got a small head. I got a big one, Daniel. That's a good one. How much did we fit on here, Daniel?
77.
Wow. Some big cabbage. I don't want to say nothing, Dad, but I'm perspiring.
Hope you put your deodorant on this morning.
Now you saw the larger heads that we were just cutting there late. I didn't think they were that big, but they're that big. And then this stuff here, it's not even making head yet. So we're gonna have cabbage for quite some time. I mean, we're gonna have a little bit of a lull period where we're not gonna have cabbage, but it's not gonna be that long. So far, it's been a really good morning. The fact that we were able to get a bin of corn harvested, a bin of cabbage, and those peppers, that just makes us all happy.
I'm glad this air is moving. It's gonna be 95 today.
Yeah, if the air was not moving and we did not have these few clouds out here, it would be very brutal. Tomorrow, I think it's gonna be sunny and 95, 96. It's gonna be hard work, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. Joel may be able to move a whole bin with the tractor, but I brought some peppers in. We've got the side-by-side loaded back up again. We are missing Daniel. Daniel is out, what is he doing? Working up ground?
Planting string beans.
Planting string beans, that's what he's doing. Joel worked up the ground earlier this morning. But us three are in the side-by-side and we're working our way back to the cucumbers because we need to get the cucumbers picked. We're hoping to get about 15 baskets. That's what we're aiming for. So as we pick through these, if we can find the 15, we'll be happy. We've been working pretty quickly this morning because we don't want to be out in the heat later on. So if we can get a bulk of our stuff picked this morning, well, that'll be a good thing. All right, Joel, the people want to hear it. We need your honest feeling about harvesting cucumbers this morning.
I'm excited, Andrew. I'm ready.
Can I get a woo? Woo! Hey, Dad, can I get a woo? Woo! Gotta watch out for the little watermelons in here and I'll step on them. Holy Toledo, there's cucumbers in here.
Your Gavin working?
I hear him running chainsaw.
Nope.
Oh, is that
the weed eater?
The weed eater?
Yep.
I haven't even moved and I almost got a basket.
I like picking cucumbers. This is nice.
This ain't too bad. I got a basket.
Brian, can I pick your brains?
You trying to kill him? I feel like we talk about the variety of these cucumbers every single time we're out here. The variety name is Dominator. Now, I'm not selling these cucumbers. I'm not selling the seeds. I just like to talk about the varieties that we raise. And Dominator is something that's actually been really good for us. Now, the variety of cucumber we raised before was Speedway, but Dominator is a newer variety from what I understand. It's a little better with disease resistance. I'm not saying it's... These cucumbers dominate today. I'm not saying it's a better variety than what we used to raise before, but from what I've seen this year, the cucumbers have looked really good. Under the pressure of the heat and drought that we experienced early, they did have some struggles, but everything was struggling. And now that we have plenty of moisture, it just seems that these plants won't stop producing. And as I'm looking through the cucumbers, there's plenty of blossoms and baby cucumbers that are coming along. Now, I don't know if it was any help for these cucumbers and the fact that we have so many of these cantaloupes and watermelons that we have planted between the rows. They have so many blossoms. It's invited many, many pollinators to this area. Now, we have a few people that raise honeybees in the local area, so there's a lot of pollinators. Not only do the birds and other insects pollinate, but as we pick and move through these fields, we help pollinate as well. Now with these cucumbers, Dominator, I just don't understand why there's so much here and why they're producing so well. I don't know, Dad, do you think you're becoming a better farmer?
I've been telling you that all along.
And because this was our first year kind of getting away from Speedway and trying Dominator, we did grab another variety. It's called Mongoose. How do we feel about Mongoose? Well, we're not sure yet, because they just recently been seeded. So if we get a nice stand, we might have to have a Mongoose and Dominator cucumber fight each other. These plants have a canopy. You can't even see what's inside until you start getting all this stuff moved around. I think we ended up getting a little extra than 15 baskets, but it was so easy to pick today, so it wasn't that bad. So we got everything picked that we needed. Now we're on our way back to the farm. We got some pretty gnarly storm clouds over there. Don't know what's gonna happen. The breeze is definitely coming from that way. So we'll probably get it with some rain this afternoon. It'll keep things a little cooler than we originally thought. This big open area here is full of our cole crops that we had recently planted, so they will enjoy it a lot. So if we got some rain today, I mean, we're pretty good. We're pretty set on moisture for now, but it wouldn't be the end of the world for those plants. We got back to the farm just in time for lunch, so we're gonna get all these cucumbers washed and then boxed up afterward. Let's see what we're having for lunch today. Ooh, it looks like we have egg salad, tuna fish salad, and chicken salad. Lunch was very good, but we are all finished with it now, so we're gonna be moving on to afternoon chores. The temperature has changed quite a bit from when we were in eating to now. It's a lot muggier outside, and the real feel is like 93. So you guys could imagine how sticky it feels out here. But to start off the afternoon, we need to get all of our cucumbers washed and taken care of. And hopefully that's about it for outside jobs. We're gonna be doing a lot of tractor work this afternoon. So we got some mowing that needs to be taken care of, some other things going on, but we just don't want to be working out in the heat. If we do need to pick some stuff for orders, that's one thing, but there's no need in just being out and just, it's not fun. Woo, everyone, let me just tell you, we have had an afternoon. We had to do some picking. We had round bales that needed to be wrapped because there's more rain coming. And yeah, it's just been an afternoon.
It was. We're in the mid-90s right now, and the humidity is around 80%.
But that's okay, because it's almost dinner time, and what are we having, Joel?
Tacos!
Yeah, we have Joel and Megan as special guests for dinner tonight. Not only do we have Joel and Megan, but we have my mother-in-law, Bonnie, up with us. Just to show you how much of a day it's been, look where Dad is. Enjoying himself on the couch with Callie watching Cars. So as we have already mentioned, we are having tacos tonight. We've got a beautiful spread here. And yeah, this is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.